Hello travellers, today I wanted to do a quick review of the Sony WH-1000XM3s. These are Sony's premium noise cancelling headphones that are often recommended as the best noise cancelling headphones against the Bose QC35-2s. While I haven't tried the Bose headphones, there are quite a few small details about the Bose that actually are better than the Sonys. So to start with the negatives of the Sonys, the microphone that is used for voice calls through these headphones is just bad. I don't know how a company like Sony, who make great microphones, were able to use such a shockingly bad microphone in these headphones.
This is what it sounds like when you're making a voice call or a video call with the Sony headphones. I think it's very muffled and unclear.
There are videos online showing the superior clarity microphones in the Bose headphones, so there's definitely something to consider if you're going to be using them for voice calls. The Sony headphones also don't support multiple device connections either, so you'll have to manually disconnect your headphones from the computer and then connect them to your phone when you want to switch between them. This is quite annoying and something that I hope Sony will add in a firmware update or in the next version of the headphones. The other negative, I suppose, which comes down to personal preference, is the comfort of the Sony headphones. At first I found the headband wasn't as soft as it could have been and started to get a bit uncomfortable after a few hours. But adjusting the height does somewhat help. In summer or on hot days, the ear cups do tend to feel a little bit sweaty. For some, this may be a deal breaker. I have heard the Bose don't suffer from these problems, but I haven't personally tried them yet. So on to the positives, these headphones actually do sound excellent. The quality is very crisp and clear, and the bass is not too heavy or too light. There are also various settings in the Sony app to change the sound profile if you do want a slightly different EQ'd sound. Speaking of the app, there are also some extra functions that you get, such as real-time monitoring, which will switch the headphones to ambient mode while you're walking and back to noise cancelling while you're sitting still and so on. I didn't personally use this much because I found that it drained my phone battery. Another great thing about the Sonys is the noise cancelling is absolutely outstanding. Here's a quick example of how it sounds on a Sydney train.
Power on. Ambient sound. Ambient sound control off. Noise cancelling.
As you can hear, it's quite impressive and it's quite easy to switch between modes. There is also a function to quickly access the ambient mode temporarily by placing your hand over the right ear cup. This also brings me to the touch controls. So the right ear cup is a touch sensitive surface. Swiping up raises the volume and swiping down lowers it. Swiping forward skips to the next song and swiping back brings it back to the beginning. Overall, an excellent set of headphones that are very premium and do an amazing job of cancelling noise. They are pricey at a retail of over $350 which is over 500 Australian, but they can often be found on sale for around $240 or 350 Australian. They are quite compact and even pack into their own carry pouch, but as a one-bag traveller, they are just a tad too bulky for my liking, and I'll probably stick with my Audio-Technica ATH-ANC 33ISs, which I did a review of here. So that's it, thanks very much for watching, and be sure to let me know in the comments what kind of headphones you use while traveling, and be sure to stay subscribed to keep up to date with future videos.